inspiring webinar organized by STEKOM University, Indonesia, on the theme Women in Leadership, Stories of Change Across Continents. Before we begin, I would like to extend our warmest greetings to all attendees, our esteemed speakers, faculty members, and students who are with us today. Let us now move forward to the core of this event, listening to empowering stories from women leaders across continents. It's my pleasure to welcome my esteemed speakers, Ms. Jaisri ma'am, Cybersecurity Mentor from Hebesec, India and Malaysia. Ms. Hendriyani ma'am, Lecturer of the Computer Systems Department, STEKOM University, Indonesia. Dr. Jayarama Pradeep ma'am, Professor and Head of the Department, Electrical and Electronics Engineering from St.Joseph's College of Engineering, India. We are honored to have each of you us with us today. Now, to mark the beginning of this special event, let us all pay respect to the nation by playing its national anthem. I request the operator to play the national anthem. Thank you. Let's start by inviting Ms. Jaisri ma'am to share her stories and insights on leadership.
Good afternoon. Cybersecurity Mentor from Hebesec Technologies. I will be talking about women in leadership, stories of change across continents. This topic about how women around the world are stepping into leadership roles and making a real difference, not just in business, but also in politics, education, healthcare, and so on. To understand the importance of women, to first need to recognize that the leadership shapes every part of our lives, from government to our communities. For many years, leadership roles around the world have been mostly held by men. But sometimes are changing. More and more women are stepping into leadership positions, and not just because they can, but because their presence makes a real difference. Why women's leadership matters? First, it brings diversity of thought. Women often bring different perspectives, experience, and problem solving approaches. It helps organizations and governments make better decisions. Then second, women leaders are tend to be more inclusive, collaborative, and empathic, experience and problem-solving approaches. And third, when women lead, they inspire and empower others, encourage and women to believe that they too and can lead. It breaks down stereotypes and challenges the belief the leadership looks only one way. So, setting the stage for women's leadership is not just about fairness, it's about progress. It's about building stronger, smarter, and more compassionate leadership for the future. Now, let's turn our focus to Africa and one of the continent's most powerful voices for the environment, human rights, and women empowerment. I would be say about Wangari Maathai. She was not only the first African woman to win the Nobel Peace Prize, she was also the founder of the Green Belt movement. The Green Belt movement began in 1970s when she noticed the devastating effects of deforestation and Kenyan communities. She saw that environmental destruction was directly connected to poverty and social inequality. So, what did she do? She mobilized women to plant trees, and these were just trees for the environment as the trees grew. So, with the confidence and independence of the women involved, they earned incomes and gained educations and took leadership roles in their communities. Uh, Which faced huge challenges like political opposition threats, even imprisonment, but she never gave up. Her story reminds us that leadership doesn't always come with titles or power. Sometimes it starts with one person and taking a stand for what's right. She planted more than trees and seeds of change, and her legacy continues to grow across Africa and beyond. Then I would be say about remarkable leader Jacinda Ardern. She is not from Asia. Her influence has deeply resonated across the Asian continent. As the Prime Minister of New Zealand from 2017 to 2023, and she led with rare combinations of strength and kindness. She was marked by youthful energy and fresh perspective. At just 37, she became one of the youngest leaders in the world. But her age was not a barrier, it was strength. It allowed her to connect with younger generations, to listen new ideas, and to challenge more ways of thinking. Her youthful leadership showed us The being young doesn't mean being inexperienced. It means being open and willing to live with heart. In a time when many world leaders were turning to harsh, chose empathy and when strategy struck during the Christchurch mosque attacks, she stood with them not as a leader, as a human being, and saying they are us. And she showed the world the compassion is not weakness, it is a courage. Her legacy is a reminder to all of us, especially the youth of Asia and around the world. Then I will talk about Christine Liggett. She was a French lawyer, politician, and economist who has made history by breaking the glass ceiling. From 2011 to 2019, she served in International Monetary Fund and she is the president of the European Central Bank. But she success didn't come easily. As a woman in high-level finance and politics, um, she faced doubts, stereotypes, and pressure, and once said that to succeed and work harder to prove herself and fight more. She did with intelligence and calm leadership and confidence, and also uses her voices to support equality and diversity. She believes that more women should be at the decision making and strong example of what is possible when women are given the chance to lead. She has shown the world that leadership has no gender. She broke barriers and changed mindsets, paved the way for future generations. Then, then I would be say about Ruth Bader Ginsburg, a champion of equality. She wasn't just a Supreme Court justice, also a powerful voice for fairness, gender, gender equality, and civil rights. She was born in Brooklyn at New York at a time when women has limited rights and opportunities. She defied the odds and she studied law at Harvard and later graduated from Columbia. Even with top grades, she struggled to find a job simply and because she was a woman and a mother. But she didn't give up. Instead, she dedicated her life to fighting discriminations as a lawyer. She argued cases before the US Supreme Court, fighting for both women and men's rights. She believed equality under the law was a right for everyone. In one of her easy cases, she argued that men should be entitled to the same caregiver benefits as women, proving that true equality helps all people. When she was appointed to the Supreme Court by President Bill Clinton, that she became known for her powerful opinions and especially when she disagreed with rulings and she felt their under her. She inspired millions by showing that change is possible when you stay determined and true to your values. Even while battling serious illness, she continued to work and fight for justice until her passing. She reminds us that fight for equality is ongoing and that one person's voice can truly make a difference. In South America, the Michael Bachelor, a doctor turned president, who has transformed from a doctor into president. Her journey is a powerful story of resilience, service, and leadership. She studied to become pediatrician and learn about public health, but her life wasn't easy because when when she was young, a military A military government took her father and worked with who has worked in the Air Force. He was against the new government and he was put in jail where he died. Michael and her mother were also put in prison and later had to leave Chile. Even after that all, she didn't give up. She came back to Chile and started working to help others. She got involved in politics and became Minister of Health, then Minister of Defense, the first woman in the Latin America to do that. She didn't give up. She came to Chile and started working to help others. She got involved in politics and became Minister of Latin America. An amazing woman who named Mary Kom, who is a world famous boxer from India. She has a really inspiring story and shows us how hard work and determination can break any barrier. As a young girl, she was strong and brave, and she wanted to become a boxer. Even many people said boxing was only for boys. In the beginning, she had to train in secret because she was afraid her parents wouldn't approve. But she didn't give up and trained hard, worked more, and proved the girls can be just as strong as boys. She became the first Indian woman to win a boxing medal at Olympics. She also won 6 world championships and made her one of the greatest female boxers in the world. She didn't let poverty, but she's now new role model for the girls everywhere. And it implies many women who become leaders face a lot of challenges. Sometimes people doubt them or say they can't lead just because they are women. They may have to balance work, family, and other responsibilities. So they may have to work harder to get respect for opportunities. First, then courage. Courage means being brave enough to face challenges and take courageous. Don't let these barriers to stop them. Be even when it is difficult. Empathy. It is the ability to understand and share our feelings of others. Many women leaders use empathy to create better at listening and showing compassion and making sure everyone feels heard and valued. So, empathetic women leaders are able to understand the challenges that people face, especially in times of difficulty. When women in leadership bring unique perspectives and ideas to the table, they have the ability to think long term and imagine solutions to big challenges. Their vision isn't just about success, it's about improving the lives of others. And when we talk about empowering women leaders, it means helping young girls helping young girls and women believe in their abilities to achieve their goals. By ensuring the girls have access to quality education, we give them the knowledge and skills they need to success and win. Mentorship helps you young women learn from the experience of others and use them the confidence to take on leadership roles. And it providing young women with leadership opportunities to develop the skills they need to lead. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for that inspiring message. Now I invite Ms. Idani Hendriyani, ma'am, to share her insights.
Yeah, okay. Is it clear my presentation?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today is a special occasion, the national webinar, Women in Leadership, the Stories of Change Across Continents. I'd like to present my topic related to empowering women leadership. Yeah, empowering women in leadership. Yeah. Mm. All right. Okay. Is Yeah, in my presentation, I would like to discuss several main points. Yeah, formally, I present my presentation. Let me introduce myself. Yeah, my name is Ida Hendriyani, Science and Computer Technology, University Indonesia. Yeah, the impression of career of a woman and can embark on the roads in which can demonstrate leadership ability begins with families and the community a woman. Yeah, it's surrounded by in that's the power of the mindset because it will influence how a woman lead uh, the world in adulthood. Yeah, woman in leadership. Yeah, the need to prepare for and adapt to changing circumstances is uh, is going to be constant leadership challenge. The global pandemic is not the first or will it be the last time will companies are so radically challenged. Leaders need to constant learn and development. Yeah, they need to understand their teams and employees to be prepared for the current challenge, both now and in the future. Kiran sees the positive side in the woman leadership. Challenge to uh, allow leaders to reflect, consider how organizations are being run and to the traditional ways and prepare for the future. Yeah. Next, introduction, leadership. What is leadership here? Leadership is the process influence in which, yeah, uh, yeah, yeah. Leadership is the process of social influence in which one person can enlist the aid and support of others in the accomplishment of common tasks. And leadership is when the leader carry out the process by applying the leadership knowledge and skills. It was once common to believe that leaders were born rather than made. Yeah, woman in leadership. There is some importance of woman in leading in some company or organization. Okay, the first one, any institution, whether it is society or organizations in the present century cannot function effectively without a woman's equal participation in leadership activities. Women create a perspective that brings the competition and collaboration to organization and teams. In today's world, organizations that are led by inclusive leadership teams make effective decisions uh, that deliver better results. In the 21st century, the essential qualities required to lead include the ability to collaborate, connect, empathize, and communicate. All these qualities are feminine in nature and can help build a more sustainable future. Yeah, many statistics show that the companies led by women have better financial results. Leadership by women is vital to increase the pace of societal transformation at home and in the workplace. Yeah, women leaders are likely to provide an integrated view of work and family, resulting in an engagement and promising personal and professional future. Gender parity in leadership is important because true progress cannot happen without diversity or perspective in leadership roles. Yeah, definition of leadership here. Yeah, managers are people to do things right, while leaders are people who do right thing. Okay, I repeat more. Manager are people who do things right, while leaders are people who do right things. Really different. The best example of leadership is leader by example. So we cannot instruct to the employees or to the subordinate or the people without any example or without any action in the leader by themselves. And the most important quality in leader is that of being acknowledged as such. You gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience in which you really stop to look fear in the face. You must do things you think you cannot do. Yeah. So, who is the power of women leaders? Yeah, the power of women leaders here, women are powerful agent of change. Women are powerful agents of change, and the far-reaching benefits of diversity and gender parity in leadership and decision-making are increasingly recognized in all spheres. Still, women continue to be vastly underrepresented in decision-making in politics, business, and communities. Yeah, there are some benefits a woman in leadership. Yeah, a study carried out by Pew Research Center on Women and Leadership suggests that there is a little difference between man and woman in the key leadership traits, such as the ability to innovate and intelligence. While many observe that they are even better than men when it comes to being compassionate and organized. A benefit of women leadership in different sectors are the first one, women unify diverse groups. And the second one, women improve interpersonal relationship. And third one, women value accountability. And the last one, women embrace collaboration and cooperation. Yeah, there are two types of leadership types, trust theory of leadership and process theory of leadership. Leader uh, as a example or role model for people they lead. Yeah, women in leadership roles. Yeah, okay, women in business. So there are Yeah, woman in business. Here, there is what facts, yeah, fast facts. How the woman lead the companies or and a business. Women's leadership. There are challenge and needed competencies. Yeah, ensure female leaders have the experience and the resources to learn what they need most. Intervention for developing women leaders on an individual level could include targeted training, guidance, and job learning, coaching opportunities. Yeah, it's important for the organization. Yeah, it's important for organization or individuals are clear on the perspective, skills, capabilities they are needed to effective leadership in organization. Sorry, yeah. Leverage the power of choosing. Yeah, individual women also need to be intentional about their careers and their development as a leaders. Yeah, the power to choose is sometimes overlooked by women due to in a part the part to culture condition. So encourage female leaders in organization to recognize their own agency. Yeah, exert greater influence over the choice they made and take the lead in shaping conversation about the leadership over their career choices and then create a personal leadership development strategy and I'll be as strategic about the family responsibilities as they are about workplace. And next for in fact in for woman leader, provide flexible women's leadership development experiences. Talented woman want organization to invest in their development, but the be sure to include them in the several program selection or process. Yeah, other flexible format, including virtual option and provide some responsibility or work responsibility on how to make spaces. Okay, next, change the word. Okay, some of the most powerful women leaders of today in history. Okay, I'd like to introduce you a woman as a hero in Indonesia, Raden Ajeng Kartini. Yeah, Miss Raden Ajeng Kartini, she's what is it? Woman leader in Indonesia. Actually, in Indonesia context, debate about gender equality is becoming more intense in April. Uh, when people commemorate the birth of Kartini. It's called Hari Kartini. So last day or yesterday it's a Hari Kartini. It means that we celebrate era Kartini for our holidays, Kartini's days. Among numerous figure who advocated for women's emancipation in the country's history. She is almost certainly leader or figure whose movement and writings have been studied worldwide. Yeah, these studies provide fascinating insight into Kartini and the interconnected topics that are fundamental for her feminines and leadership. Yeah. So Kartini leaders, yeah, Kartini leaderships embody transformational values and to provide an overview of women representations in three areas, namely education, business, and communities or politics. Yeah. And for this background of cartoonists, background information on cartoonists and her work on women's emancipation prior to Indonesia's independence to presented in the next session. Okay, next. Emerging trends in leadership. No country can flourish if it still thrives the potential of its woman and its rightly self of the contribution and half of its citizens. Yeah, woman in leadership. Chesterfield defines leadership is as the ability of superior to influence the behavior of subordinates or groups or community, and a leader persuade them to follow a particular course of action. So leadership is dependent upon the qualities inherent in a person, not in gender. The world has seen great women leaders like President Michelle Obama, and Hillary Clinton. And there are several characteristics of leadership found in women. Yeah, empathics. Women are natural, more understanding and value relationship that helps them to have a deep understanding of the driving factors that motivate employees or workers or people, and then focus on teamwork. Women generally are more bold and wiser decision makers who use less authority and rely on cooperation and teamwork. And women can do multitasking. Yeah, females are naturally multitaskers who can take quick decisions and respond to critical situations quickly. And woman is flexible. Yeah, women leaders don't follow rigid practice, are agile in their working condition. And the last one, characteristics of woman leaders is a good communicator. A female leader is a good communicator, so it's easy for them to have a a relationship and collaboration. And next, women leaders are essential for promotion of gender equality. Women leaders help to close the gender pay gap, and women, yeah, need for leader. Okay, why we need for women leaders? So there are several reasons. Okay, the first one, women leaders are essential for promotion of gender equality. And the second one, women leaders have to close the gender pay gap. And the third one, women leaders are better mentors for the people who are subordinate. And women can negotiate in high-stakes situation. With different perspective, women leaders can help drive effective solutions. So woman can be a problem solver or a solution for several problems in organization or in a business. Yes, women targeting leadership roles. So there are biggest barriers. 40% work family and 25% underestimate. underinvestment in social capital, and 25% stereotypes of a woman and as a managers, and 10% organizational culture. Yeah, so there are several barrier. Yeah, 5 challenge is that female leaders face in the workplace, being treated equally, from being held to higher standard than their male counterpart, to facing persistent gender stereotypes. Women are systematically placed on an events playing field, yeah, advocating on their own behalf. So only 5% of leadership position in the technology industry are held by women. So 95 percentage held by men. So ambition in man is considered a sign of strength, but women cannot rely on their ambition being perceived as the positive attributes. Yeah, numerous challenge impede progress in the journey to gender equality at work. So there are some barriers or challenge for a leader or female leaders. Okay, the first one, not enough flexibility in their workplace. The lack of access to children or child care or family care, and time spent on parental and work in the parental responsibilities means that women require more flexible at work to balance competing priorities. And women struggle to locate employers who will respect their need for flexible remote work option and added time off. Yeah. And the second one, widening gender pay gap. Despite recent strides, for many women faced pay penalty and earn 7% each less than men when returning to work. And next, absence of sponsorship and mentorship. Women need support from senior leaders who advocates for their advancement. Many female leaders like sponsorship and mentorship because they have a smaller pool of leaders details from who face the same gender-related challenge. And unconscious bias influence an individual's behavior towards a person or group of people. Yeah, this bias is rooted in racism, sexism, and other forms of discrimination that impacts people's behaviors without conscious awareness. For example, Catalyst report the black a woman working from home faced the burden of switching their behaviors to optimize the comfort of others with the helps of receiving the fair treatment. Yeah. Next, okay, part of a conclusion, I will give you some skills, 5 leadership skills to level the playing field. Okay, the first one, communicate a clear and focus on vision. One of the finest qualities needed in a child leader is a clear, focused, but a flexible vision. And in order to empower employees and allows individuals and teams to be more productive, open, and creative. To cultivate a culture of excellence. It's essential for leader to have clear communication of the long-term goal and the steady side of the end. Women leaders, being good listener, can easily build a community and around the vision and then focus on achieving it or achieving the goal or vision. And second one, bring about unity and diversity with strategic conversation. The clearer a leader's vision, the more focused the team, and the sharper the implementation strategies will be. Yeah, while the leader sets the destination, companies will be empowered to derive the means to get there. Yeah, to encourage team learning and participation, leaders need to open-minded about the approach to arrive at the destination. In other words, is critical leaders play a facilitative role to enable a team conversations and connecting members' idea. Yeah, women naturally having more nurturing traits are well suited. Yeah, well suited promote such as strategic conversation. Okay, let's adjust the vision flexible with a feedback. A woman leader or female leader need to understand and consider if the vision is current and relevant. A successful leader sets up an effective feedback loop so ensure that the vision is still relevant to the organization and teams or community. Yeah, a study by Zenger showed that the woman leaders improves based on feedback and from others significantly more than male leaders, indicating that women leaders generally take feedback well, another critical key to success for women in the workplace. Yes, is the 5 leadership skill. The 1, communicate and clear focus and vision. Number 2, bring about unity and diversity with strategic conversation. 3, adjust the vision flexibility with feedback. And then 4, ensure right team composition. And then 5, tap into the power of intuition in people management. Again, I think it's all my presentation talking about the empowering woman in leadership. Thank you very much and have a nice day. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your insights, ma'am. Now I invite Dr. Jayarama Pradeep ma'am to share her thoughts. Over to you, ma'am.
I hope, Kanaga Durga, are you able to view my slide? Am I audible?
Ma'am, your volume is low, ma'am.
Now, is it okay now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. Very good afternoon, everyone, for inviting me for this wonderful session. And I thank STEKOM University and our college management, especially Dr. Sir, for giving me this opportunity to speak about women leadership, which is very, very important for this current scenario. And by the way, I am Dr. Jayarama Pradeep, Professor and Head, Department of EEE, in St.Joseph College of Engineering, which is in OMR, Chennai, and in Tamil Nadu, India. Okay. So before my session, two of the speakers has given you an excellent and a very informative journey of women, how it has been carried out. So for me, it will be now easy for to present this session. So how I am going to carry the presentation is the journey that is taken care by the that is done by the women and the barriers and challenges of women leaders in their workspace and how they have overcome and what takeaways we can take from their leadership. So this is how my presentation will be. So the agenda is journey of inspiring women. We are going to see different continents how the women are got to the leadership aspect. And next we'll be looking into the global statistics of women leadership. Next, the transformational leadership capability, traits and impacts of women leader, gender stereotypes and bias, women mentorship, recipes to succeed, and then finally it is a closing action plan what the women has to do in order to uh, sustain leadership quality. So why this topic is that important? In the current scenario, this topic is very, very important. Only if we deal it in a proper manner, the women can lead and the change will follow it. So a woman, if she is leading, there will be a lot of positive change which will follow. So for that reason, at least, we need the leadership quality has to be enhanced for a woman. So historically, if you speak, historically, women have been underrepresented in leadership roles across politics, business, and social sectors. Today, women across the globe are breaking barriers, changing societies, and creating positive shifts in governance, economies, and communities. But the words are very nice, but in reality, how many women are taking this leadership? I have these statistics. So while we look into the statistics, we will know, even though the entire globe are uplifting the women, but the numbers is not much more encouraging. And now this presentation will explore how women are shaping leadership around the world and the unique challenges they face. So the journey of her. Since it is a computer era, I thought I'll start from Ada's legacy. So we'll know who's Ada Lovelace, right? The world's first computer programmer. So it is in the era of 1800. She imagined a mission that could compose music. She never had built in her era, but she inspired millions of coders, including many computer persons or coders. They made a tremendous changes. And nowadays, now we are using computer for anything and everything. So even when you Ada's legacy, why it is called as Ada's legacy is because her inspiration to programmers around the world. Okay, it just even now it's just moving on. Her legacy frames a particular focus on the important role of women in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, STEM role, of course, and one which is now celebrated annually on Ada's Lovelace Day. It is because even when you don't need to see your vision come true, you plant seeds. So that she has followed. She has given the first inspiration for computer programming. And then in continent wise, if we see in Africa, we have Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, who is the first elected female president and took office post in Civil War, leading vigorous recovery. And she has been re-elected in 2011, the year she won the Nobel Peace Prize, shared with Lema Bow and Wakal for advancing women's rights, peace, and reconciliation. So she has boosted around 40 percentage of girls in her continent to go for education. So she is a very prompt lady to tackle the corruption and first all-female peacekeeping unit has been created by Ellen Johnson. Ma'am. And One more woman is Gosi Bonjo, who's a trailblazer in global trade. She is currently a director of the World Trade Organization, Mr. And she's the first woman and first African to lead the WTO. So, former minister of Nigeria, a key achievement is fought for corruption with transparency initiative, and she shaped the global trade policy promoted for African, and which inspired lot of women in the entire economic and and her leadership quality as inspired lot. Next is Juliana Rotich in Kenya. She's the co-founder of Ushahidi, an open source crisis mapping tool. This is just maybe when you hear about her achievement, it may look it is not that changeable, tremendous innovation is there, but what she has done is she has created a track violence during elections. Now it has been used worldwide. It is a very techy challenge in politics. So her invention has given a tremendous another zoner for politics. Next, coming to the continent in Asia, particularly India, who doesn't know about Kalpana Chawla, right? Kalpana Chawla is a pioneer for she is a woman who glass sealed that a woman can go into space, and she logged there for 31 days. And obviously, even though she is PhD in aerospace engineering, there are a lot of women in aerospace engineering, but her courage to go for space made many women, Sunita Williams recently, Madam Sunita Williams also. So Kalpana Chawla is one of the inspiration for all the aerospace engineering women. Next is Kiran Pedi, India's Iron Lady. Right, she's the first female IPS officer. So usually in India we'll call her as Crane Pedi for towing vehicles, even the PM's car. So, lot of activities, around 200 plus corrupt officials have been fired under her period. And largest prison it has been modeled as a reform center in Pondicherry because of her rehabilitation center. A prison has been changed into a rehabilitation center. So, that is done by Kiran Pedi in Asia. And yes, Tessie Thomas, the first woman to lead an Indian missile project, Agni 4. She is also nicknamed as Missile Women of India. And came from, even though she came from a very humble background, her tremendous courage in missile project, even nowadays, even now, she is a role model for women in India. So, leadership doesn't come from power, it comes from the passion. And one of the passion ladies, Tessie Thomas. And in Malaysia, Aisha Ghani, who's a shattering barrier. She became the first woman in Malaysia to serve as a senator in Dewan Rector. Her groundbreaking achievement is nothing but she's the first woman in country to represent Malaysia at General Assembly in United Nations, where she advocated for the rights of women and children. And in Indonesia, it is Megawati, served as the fifth president of Indonesia from 2001 to 2004, as well as vice president from 1999 to 2001. She was the first and only female president of the country, I hope so. Even now, it has not broken. Now, in Europe, Angela Merkel, the steady hand that shaped Europe from 2005 to 21. She is the first female chancellor and longest serving democratic leader in modern Europe. And much more, her leadership quality has been mentioned. Next is Christine Lagarde. So, the finance minister who conquered the global economy, the first woman to lead both the IMF and European Central Bank, and she managed the eurozone and Greek debt crisis under when Greece is under the debt crisis. She has managed that crisis in a strong manner. And next, in Latin America, it is about Michelle Bachelet, who's first female president in Chile. And her birth is she has healthcare reformer and champion. She is a champion for gender equality. Next is Elmer Rousseau, who is a former guerrilla fighter during the military dictatorship And guerrilla fighter does not just like that. It has a huge courage. They should have a huge courage. So she stands as a symbol of resilience and female leadership in South America. Next in North America, Kamala Harris spoke like 2021 to 2024. She was the first Black and South Asian American VP, and Hillary Clinton, the women who came closest to U.S. presidency, and she is the U.S. traveled around 112 countries and championed women's rights as foreign policy. Now, the statistical report of women in leadership. It has been over 100 years since the first International Women's Day and close to 30 years since the landmark of Fourth World Conference on Women in Beijing, which provided a global framework for advancing gender equality. Now, today's discussion on gender equality, many voices across sectors, geographies, and in politics echo the same sentiment. While there has been progress in women as leadership, but it remains frustratingly slow and uneven. Significant gaps between genders remain, and achieving true equality continues to be a major challenge. Women's equal participation and leadership in politics and public life are essential in achieving a sustainable development goal by 2030. But however, data show that women are underrepresented at all levels of decision making worldwide, and that achieving gender parity in political life is far out. So, this graph, whatever you're seeing, we have around in the world, I guess you all know, we have around 193 countries, and in that, only 15 percentage of country, almost 31 country have women heads of the state or government. Just imagine, we have 193 countries and only 15 percentage of the countries are recognizing women as heads. And in parliamentary seats, it is around 26.5 percentage. And the top performance are Rwanda and New Zealand, whereas the lowest representation is from Yemen and Haiti. And 80 plus countries use gender quotas to accelerate the women to go into leadership quality. So, in close to 3 decades since the Beijing conference, okay, we have made a significant strides, but the women across the world into politics has been only increased from 11 percentage to 26 percentage over 30 years. Over 30 years, the leadership in politics it has been increasing, but that increasing it is not that appreciable. It is only from 11 percentage to 26 percentage. So as of 1st January 2025, there are 25 countries where 28 women say serve as heads of state of in the government. Thus, 18 countries have women head of state and 16 countries have women head of government. So the number of women serving as heads of state increased from 4. In 1995, it is only 4. And in 2024, it is 17. So you can see how it is growing. I mean, the growth of women is very, very underestimated. So women are significantly underestimated in fields including finance, energy, and politics. Even in sectors where women have a significant workforce representation, such as education, healthcare, issues like gender pay gap persist. So the see in education or in healthcare, women are given a high importance, but there also, when I compare with male, their pay it is not that much appreciable. So similarly in corporate leadership, okay, around 500 CEOs, if in corporate if we have 500 CEOs, only 53 were women, that is around 10.4 percentage only. And in corporate boards, global average of 20 percentage women only they are in the heading level. And in France, it is around 45 percentage. That is because of mandated quotas. In France, 45 percentage of women are under leadership, and in Japan, it is 11 percentage. So altogether, in globally, only in senior roles we have 32 percentage of position, but that is very much underrepresented. So next is global statistics on women in education. If you see, Only 27% of women are acting as directors and vice chancellors. And in STEM leadership, it is fewer than 25% of top tech science roles are held by women. So these are all the areas where women can contribute much more, but then it is not up to the level. So what qualities of her that makes now that is very important for a women to take the leadership quality. Actually, there are two types of leadership. One is the traditional leadership, which is more aggressive and it is masculine in nature. And nowadays, women are given much more leadership quality. It is because she's possessing a transformation leadership quality. So, transformation leadership quality it is nothing but an authentic leadership and emotionally intelligent leadership. This there is a comparison where you can see for different capabilities, women are much more having a good percentile compared to men. So, especially if you see in practicing self development, 54.8% of women are practicing for their self development, whereas it is only 49.6 and around solving problems and analyzing, even though both men and women are more or less the same, but when they stretching the goals, you can see the women percentage is much more higher than the men's percentage. So even though the leadership quality or problem analyzing, the technical expertise, and all the other parameters, capabilities, it is equaling. There are few capabilities where women stands number one than men. So this is because of their women possess a transformational leadership quality. So the common traits that the women has to follow is resilience and perseverance. Women leaders often emerge from challenging personal or political circumstances. They have a visionary thinking. They lead with a clear long-term vision focusing on systematic change and sustainable development. Many women lead in a human-centered approach to governance. So their empathy and emotional intelligence that has been a vital during crisis from humanitarian efforts to public health response and community empowerment. Rather than top-down control, women in leadership often work to uplift communities, especially marginalized groups. Their policies frequently center on improving access to education, healthcare, and social services, ensuring no one is left behind. Integrity and transparency. Trust is the cornerstone of their leadership. They are often recognized for fighting corruption, prompting ethical governance, and maintaining transparency in public decision, making fostering public confidence even during turbulent times. Okay, so the impact of women leaders globally it has been proved. They are the champion in making a policy or changing policy in education and economic development or environmental sustainability and social and cultural transformation, women leaders' impact is much more appreciable. But then, all these qualities, even though the women possess, why they are underrepresented? Because factor is gender stereotype and bias. That is, if there is a manager role, obviously in the company, everybody used to think the higher management level that the manager can be given to a male because they are much more stronger in decision compared to women. So this stereotype, uh, gender-based thought of a management makes the women to be underrepresented. And the social perception. Women seen as communal and men as an assertive leader. If women become assertive, the community will think that they are aggressive. If men is assertive, they are not aggressive. But when women become assertive, people think that they are very commanding and they are very aggressive. And there is a confidence gap for women itself, underestimating the abilities. Many women doubt themselves, their skill it is not up to the level. Many women, not all women, there are many women still they are having a doubt that their skills are not up to the level compared to men. Only see these factors they have come out only then we can be in par. The women can be in par with men. Now in Hevler Foundation HFS study it has been found that the women apply for jobs only when she or women qualifies 100 percentage, whereas men at 60 percentage itself, they will try to apply for job. So the impact is that limits their self promotion, their visibility, and career opportunity. So next is lack of role models and mentors. So I have mentioned few women in different continents. Even then, when you compare the continent with these women, it is very meager, right? So insufficient mentorship. Few women senior leaderships are available, but they cannot guide all the women in the continent. So that insufficient mentorship makes the women to be underrepresented. Next is network impact. They are not able to network properly because of lack of mentors. So there is no proper guidance or sponsorship available for women to come out uh, 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 from their opinion. So next is the double bind. Women must be capable in a company, but she should also be friendly. So both are just vice versa, which is not possible, uh, but the society expects. So what is, by the way, double-minded? It is a phenomenon where they are expected to exhibit both stereotypically feminine traits and stereotypically masculine traits in women, but that is not expected in men. But this double bind of character is expected in women. So, as I mentioned earlier, assertiveness penalty. Assertive women are often labeled as aggressive. Assertive, a competitive woman, right? She is might be seen as an aggressive or pushy, while a woman who displays emotional vulnerability might be seen as weak. So, a woman cannot be acting as a assertive person, or she cannot be an emotional vulnerability. So, this double binding makes a woman to be underrepresented. So, women violating gender norms face professional backlash. So that is nothing but like see when women is not when she is restrictive, obviously she they people used to think that she is very aggressive. She is very competitive. Uh, so we cannot like the society is not able to tolerate. So this double bind is another parameter. Next is work-life integration challenges, caregiving burden. Obviously, all the women they have to take care their duties in their house and in office also. This
Excuse me,
caregiving
ma'am.
burden makes yeah,
Sorry to interrupt, ma'am. Ma'am, the slide is not moving actually.
that's so. Now earlier it was moving. Hello.
No, ma'am,
Earlier
it's
it
not
was.
moving.
Is it okay now? Or able to view
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
now? So from the starting, you are not able to view my slide.
No, ma'am, the slide was not moving. Actually, we were able to view the slide, but it was not moving.
Okay, now
Yes, ma'am. Now it is visible.
no, for me it's I'm sorry. Is it okay now? Are you able to view my slide? Is it okay, ma? Now are you able to view?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Now it's moving?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Kanaga. So next is work-life integration, caregiving burden. Next is motherhood penalty. Obviously, career advancement is hindered by stereotypes and biases. It has been observed by few research that mother earns 7% less per child on an average in an work than the unmarried people. So a mother penalty is there in work-life integration. So that is also one of the challenge for women. And microaggression, daily experience of dismissal and interruption. Women often isolated or seen as a diversity checkboxes. 45% of women face microaggressions every day. So whenever there is a lot of work, right? And if it has to be blamed, the society or the work higher officials, it is very easy for them to blame a woman compared to men. So that microaggression and exclusion, it is there even now. So classless phenomenon. Classless phenomenon is nothing but whenever there is a crisis comes, okay, women will be given a higher position to just come out from the crisis. That is called as classless phenomenon. So this classless phenomenon is a risky leadership role. Women more often appointed to high risk unstable positions. So failures when the risky role become failure, they have been they have been increased blame on them. And companies with women CEOs in crisis face worst performance because of this class play. So the next is a global perspective, as I mentioned, breaking the glass ceiling. The woman has to come out from herself and she has to break the glass ceiling so that her career will grow. And motherhood penalty, it has to be taken care of by all the management. Her potential has to be valued, not her motherhood should not be valued when it is for the position. So next is how to come over from this underrepresentation of a women. So addressing the barriers, there should be the government has to look into mentorship or the company has to give promote advocacy and career growth of women by conducting mentorship programs and sponsoring women for lot of events for and making them to interact with many women leaders and many more podium. Networking should be created and there should be a reduced unconscious bias and there should be policies for women which support their work-life balance. So similar to all employees. So there should be, and another one character the women can possess is self-assessment. The women has to ask herself, do I consider myself to be confident? If I'm not confident, how to improve my confidence? Do I see myself as a leader? If I'm not a good leader, how to become a leader? What are all the leadership quality that I have to inculcate in myself? So this assessment, do I trust my instinct? Sometimes this instinct will, the women instinct is much more very strong. So that instinct, whether she has to trust or not, what do I need to do to be more confident? How I set clear goals for myself? What is my bar set? Is it high enough? Or do I have to speak up in a situation where, see, there is a situation where we have to ask why and how it should be done. And if it is not done, then definitely she is losing her leadership quality. So all this self-assessment that the women has to carry in order to improve her leadership. So the future trend for women in leadership, what are all the trends or qualities the women has to acquire to be a leader? It is like from the global representation, it has to start, right? We have to, the credibility must be given to women, and the policy has to be changed. Lot of networking opportunities. As I mentioned earlier, the government has to, or the management, or the employee has to give much more opportunity for the women to participate in STEM participation and diversity, gender equalization should be there. Inclusion of women in equal activity should be there. Media visibility, right? That media visibility, if a woman is doing that media, achieving a lot, achieving any events or anything, that has to be publicity in a proper manner, right? And there should be a civic engagement. Even the entrepreneurship growth also, the women has to be given a chance. So the future of women in leadership can be grown by giving a role of youth and education, investing girls' education and leadership, empowering youth women today who are change makers of tomorrow, proper mentorship and support network, inspiring the next generation by showcasing the stories of successful women leaders. So these are all the factors that the women has to taken care. So only then the women can come up in all the roles in future. So, and it has been predicted it will take 130 years for a women for to bring gender equalization. If at all, if all the women now in leadership, if we try to help the other women, it will take another 130 years for to bring this gender equalization. So I hope this presentation definitely an eye opener for the women, and definitely few of them will will come to the leadership quality, will change their leadership quality, will make their assessment in order to bring their leadership quality for the society. Thank you once again for the STEKOM University and St.Joseph College of Engineering for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you for the inspiring message, ma'am. We'll now transition into the Q&A session.
There are a few questions have been asked, like what structural barriers is it for me? How do cultural norms and societal expectations differ across continents in shaping women's access to leadership roles? See, actually, the cultural norms and societal expectations. Of course, there are cultural changes are there in different continents, and societal expectations. It may vary in different continents, but then the women has to think to come to a role, to come out to the society and voice out for the society or for herself. So if she is taking a decision, then I don't this cultural norms or societal expectation will be the barrier for women. Thank you. Thank you.
Ma'am, here is your next question. How have global movements like Me Too influenced women's leadership strategies in both developed and developing countries?
Yeah, Me Too. Actually, in some continents, this Me Too Act has become very much familiar, but in some countries or states, it is not so. But the impact of Me Too now it has given a very much eye opener for the women, so that there are that the Me Too Act has given a backbone for women, so that there are supports if they voice out. Definitely there are few people in society who can support the women. So that impact has been created by Me Too in some countries.
One last question. Are women leaders often expected to adopt traditionally masculine leadership traits to be taken seriously? If so, does this limit authentic leadership styles?
See, I told you in my presentation, I told you very clearly that the women now, the leadership quality, it was traditional leadership was very much masculine. Now, when women is taking that masculine leadership, there are a lot of comments and the opinions are like she is very aggressive. So, but in spite of it, Now, why the women are under leadership? It is because of their transformational leadership. There is a humanitarian in their leadership quality. I think women should possess that leadership quality rather than masculine leadership quality, which makes the entire community to gather along with her if she is possessing that transformational leadership quality.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for answering the questions.
Thank you.
Here is the next set of questions for Ms. Ida Hirani, ma'am.
Yes, for the
Here-
question.
Here's your first question, ma'am. What structural barriers such as legislation, education access, or corporate culture continue to hinder women from rising to leadership roles in different regions?
Okay, number one, yeah. Structural barriers. Okay, about historical sexism and gender bias have resulted in structural barriers that serve as obstacle the woman trying to climb the ranks of the corporate ladder. The first, limited access to established network. Yeah, social activities, formal and informal, such as what is leave professional woman out, not because women wouldn't join, but because a man don't invite them. In turn, professional women miss opportunities to build the rapport and relationship responsible for career advancement. And professional women frequently experience limited access to established networks in which professional men often participate. This turns women into outsider and hinders their ability to communicate, belong, and establish themselves as equals with their male colleagues and uh, community. And the second one, barriers, structural barriers, less developed female leadership networks. Men historical dominance in the workplace has resulted in less developed network of female leaders. Such network play a critical role in mentoring and sponsoring budding female talent. Some female leadership network might offer formal presentations about strategies for following up in a business, while others might feature casual get together over wine, during which professionals have a chance to build relationship and learn about one another's business and how to help one another. And the last one, family responsibilities. Yes, can be the structural barriers for a woman. Yes, professional women often face significant challenge balancing work and family. Their family responsibilities can limit their ability to pursue leadership position. That's because despite the fact they have a full-time jobs, they also frequently have their lion's share to household responsibilities, such as caring for young, sick, or elderly family members. Yeah, even though professional women with children at home tend to spend more time than fathers or household labor. They don't necessarily have access to paid family leave or workplace flexibility. This imbalance affects professional women's advancement and finance because it can require them to make personal sacrifice. And taking unpaid leave and unconscious bias influence an individual's behavior towards a person or group of people. The bias is rooted in racism, sexism, and other forms of discrimination that impacts people's behavior without conscious awareness. For example, Canals report that Black women working for home face the burden of switching their behaviors to optimize the comfort of others with the hopes of receiving fair treatment. Women, especially from marginalized groups, continue to work overtime to combat other people's unconscious biases at work. That's it. The answer of your question.
One another question, ma'am. Do quotas or affirmative action policies effectively create opportunities for women in leadership, or do they risk being perceived as symbolic?
Okay, how many questions? Okay, could you repeat more?
Should I need to repeat it, ma'am?
Yes, could you repeat more your questions, please?
Do quotas or affirmative actions policies effectively create opportunities for women in leadership, or do they risk being perceived as symbolic?
Yeah. Affirmative action policies, yeah, effectively creates opportunities to women in leadership. Yeah. Okay, affirmative action can be implemented in organization in which a group of people, yeah, example, women, are systematically disadvantaged in order to abolish or avert systematic discrimination. Non-affirmative action focuses on gender equity, thus recognize that specific groups, example, women, suffer from a social place of disadvantage and therefore need specific intervention to address imbalance. And often, affirmative action programs are not overt to other groups of people who are not experiencing discrimination, who are in progressive position, example, man. Yeah, one of affirmative action often implemented in academia is a career development program such as mentoring courses, coaching, and workshop that helps a woman gain academic career skills, especially skills that help them engage successfully within systems and institutions that are home to gender bias and practice that impede the career advancement of women. Yeah, those workshop or coaching for women can help increase the confidence and negotiation skills of women, such as career development program can teach leadership skills or give counseling on the advantage or disadvantage of certain career paths in the academia. Yeah, I think that's it. My answer. Thank you very much.
And here are a few questions for Ms. Jaisri, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Ms. Jaisri, ma'am.
Okay, is there any question for me or is enough?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. End of this.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanking our speakers for patiently answering the questions. Before we wrap up, let's capture this moment with a group photo. Please activate your cameras and wear your best smile. I'll go with the countdown. Please turn on your cameras. 3, 2, 1. And one more for good measure. Please smile for the camera. In 3, 2, 1. Thank you all for your participation and enthusiasm. This photo will be cherished memento of our time together. As we come to the end of the session, I would like to express our heartfelt gratitude to all our speakers for their time, wisdom, and power stories. Your words have inspired and empowered us. Thank you to all attendees for your active participation and engagement. A big thanks to STEKOM University for organizing this meaningful event. Let us carry forward the stories we heard today as reminders of strength, resilience, and the power of leadership. Have a wonderful day ahead and goodbye. Thank you.